Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading for Gemini season. And welcome back everybody. My name is Debbie. This is the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution, and I'm working this week on our cardinal signs. So Libra, you are a cardinal sign. We have Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Our cardinal signs are our leaders. They are the initiators. They are the trailblazers. You are the first sign of each season. So Libra, you are the first sign of fall. You come right at the fall equinox. So this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. But of course, maybe check your other fellow cardinal signs. And Libra, since you are an air sign, maybe check your fellow air signs as well. Maybe especially Gemini, since this is Gemini season. So Libra, what does this season hold for you, the Gemini season? And I want to always refer to my notes because I don't want to miss anything. So Libra, again, we are in Gemini season, and as a fellow air sign to Gemini, right, your curiosity is heightened right now. Gemini season brings you a bit of fresh air and expansive thinking. Now, you are the thought leaders, right? Our air signs are all about thought and logic and education. So all of that is being enhanced right now. And so this is about broadening your horizons through education, through travel, or maybe leaning into some new philosophical ideas, leaning into the philosophies of life that you hold, or changing the philosophies of life that you hold. And your vibe for this month, you might be craving new experiences, maybe travel, maybe having really some good stimulating conversations that might shift your long-term perspectives on life. So let's get into it. I have 5 decks, 1 tarot deck. We have the Wild Unknown Archetypes. It's a very unique deck. It is a circular deck. So I have the book for this because I don't know this deck very well. We have the Moonology, we have your tarot, animal spirits, and angel spirits. So Libra will pull 2 cards out of the first 2 decks, 7 out of the tarot, and 1 out of the last 2. So Libra, what does Gemini season hold for you? Now I'm filming this on the 26th of May. Keep in mind that there will be a full moon in Sagittarius on the 31st, which I believe is Sunday. Not only is this a full moon in Sagittarius, it is a blue moon. It is the second full moon of May. So just keep in mind that full moons in and of themselves bring a lot of energy and expansion. A blue moon, the second full moon in a month, it's just amplified. So keep that in mind, just in case you find any big changes happening around the end of the month, end of July. And this is the 26th. I will be posting this video on the 27th. So today is Tuesday. It will go up on Wednesday. And let's see what this deck holds for our Libra friends. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it was Memorial Day yesterday in the United States. Hopefully everyone in the U.S. who celebrated enjoyed their weekend. For some, it was a long weekend, right? So Libra, let's see how you're starting off. The box. And I'll get to the meanings of this. Look at that. And it's in Roman numerals, so it takes me a few minutes to find it. The box and the stone. Very interesting. So let's go to the box. That was the first card. I'll grab my little glasses. And the box is in the chapter of the book, or the section of the book, and I will tell you what the name of that section is as soon as I can find it. This book is broken down into really unique sections. It somewhat reminds me of tarot, the places. This is in the section of the book called The Places, and this is the box. And I will show you how the book goes. I probably won't read the whole thing here. But here is the box. So look at the colors, if any of the colors resonate with you. If the box itself or the sun in the middle of the box resonates with you. And maybe for some of you, this might look like a pyramid. So if the pyramids or Egypt have any, it means something to you, or if that could actually be a sign if you happen to see that around. The box, the cage, the rules, the norm, or the normal. Moving outside the box is exhilarating and expansive, but destabilizing others will destabilize. Oh, it's expansive. Okay, let me start that again. Moving outside the box is exhilarating and expansive, but it is destabilizing. Others will wonder what you are doing and why, and you will too. This is part of the process. So this, again, could go on to that expansive thinking of yours. Everything within the box is the known. This is all what we know about, right? This is our safety net, or our comfort zone that we build up for ourselves. Everything outside the box is the unknown. That is why it is more comfortable to stay within the walls. But however, maybe you decide to choose freedom. When the box is in its light, it is structure, order, coherence, and logic, right? Which you're a logical sign. So let me see here. We all live to some degree within the confines of the box, right? Within the confines of society, within the rules and regulations of your family or your belief system, within the confines and rules and regulations of your job, right? This archetype represents everything that is known, anticipated, and expected. It holds us in a place while simultaneously holding us back from our greatest vision. It is limiting us at the most unconscious levels. It is built of layer upon layer of social constructs and pressures. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. So this might be a really breakthrough time for you, Libra. You might be changing a lot. There might be a lot of change happening for you, and it's not unexpected as we go through this time in the world. All the planets are shifting. We went from earth and water to fire and air energy. So things move very quickly. Again, I said at the very beginning, I would expect some change or breakthrough during the Sagittarius full moon on the 31st, which is Sunday. Now we can feel the effects of the full moon, 5 days before and up to 5 days after. So if you're feeling an expansion or calling to maybe break the rules that are not making any sense, they're just a rule to keep you in order and not a rule because it's necessary. Just keep that in mind. Your next card is the Stone. I will just see what part of the book, or what chapter of the book this falls into. And it might be the same. Let me see. This is the Tools. The Tools. And here is the Stone. And I said at the beginning that this kind of looks like, the top of a pyramid. And then you have a pyramid shape in the tools. Just the stone rather. Just saying. The eternal, the anchor, the rock. Build a cairn in nature. Cairn, C-A-I-R-N. Find inspiration in Goldsworthy's stone egg forms. Okay. In Jewish mourning traditions, stones are left at graves rather than flowers. Sit with this vision for a moment and see what unfolds. When the stone is in its light, it is steadfast, loyal, committed, and present. So, are you committed to the societal norms that we have all been inducted into? Or are you committed to the new vision of leaning into the unknown and exploring what's outside of the box? As an archetypal object, The stone holds psychic and literal weight. It is energy. Its energy, rather, is one of performance, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go, therefore it contains ancient and eternal presence. The power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. So this could be, for some of our Libra friends, an ancestral pattern that you are coming through, that you were here to break through or to break free of. That's what's coming up. Let's see, breaking out of the box, right? And having the stone strong enough to do that. Let's see what the Moonology deck holds for you. Very interesting beginning to your reading, Libra, for sure. Let's see what, okay. These two popped up. New moon in Libra. Know you are loved. This is your new moon. And new moon in Gemini. Think it through. And both of these cards have very similar coloring to them. The color's almost the same. So I would look up Gemini in your chart, on your birth chart, and just see what house that lies in, what planets you have in Gemini, and get some additional meaning for yourself. So let's get into your tarot. We'll pull 7 cards, and then we will use the card on the root of the deck. So think it through and know you are loved. Yeah, so if we're planning on changing our perspectives or making a shift or change that is outside the norm that people would question, right? And again, you're a logical sign, right? You tend to think things through. You tend to have a mental plan in place. You have to kind of think through what you're doing, what you're going through. Ace of Wands. Aces are new beginnings. It is the opportunity to have a new vision for yourself. But the thing is, with the aces, these are opportunities that come to us. We get to choose whether or not we accept the opportunity. So everything is a personal choice. But that's interesting. That is your first card. Especially when you have the card, think it through, right? Your fellow Geminis. And maybe you want to lean on your Gemini friends, if you have Gemini friends, or watch the Gemini reading. So let's see. Too many cards. We'll pull one more and we'll see what's on the root of the deck. Maybe you can hear the birds out there chirping. Okay, Libra, on the root of the deck for you, 7 of Wands. That makes sense. Let me get into this reading first, and then we'll dissect the 7 of Wands. That's the root of the deck. So 7 of Wands can be a sign of protection, right? Especially as you're going through a new phase or transition, you want to kind of protect our energy and maybe protect our goal until we get there. Somebody else had this card yesterday, and just under that is your own card, the card of Justice. But let's see how the rest of the cards unfold. Ace of Wands, 6 of Cups, 7 of Swords, another card maybe of protection. 3 of Cups, Ace of Swords, your ace, the Devil. This is very interesting. You have the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. You have 2 7s here. So if the number 7 means something to you, I would look at that as a sign. When we have multiples of like the same number, or like we have 2 7s, we have 2 aces. So generally, and we have 2 3s. Oh my goodness, you have 2 7s. Let me just hold them up. You have 2 aces. These aces complement each other. You have 2 3s. If you're asking whether or not you should do something, The answer is yes. This is a yes answer. If you're contemplating whether or not you should change jobs or move or have a talk about a relationship or change something in your life, move to a new home, redecorate, or whatever it is, the answer is yes. If it is, do you have the strength and power within you to step outside of what you've been doing? Know that you are loved and fully supported in your journey. So let's get to your sevens. And again, underneath of that, so you get an extra card, is justice. You're ultimately the seeker of balance and harmony for yourself and for others. So make sure you give yourself the same guidance for harmony in your life that you give to others. Seven of Wands, she's in like a protective bubble. But Wands is about energy. It's about rising. It's the passion and the heat inside. It is the creativity. So as you move into this next venture, whether it is you consider a creative venture or not, sometimes it's good to keep things close to the heart or close to the chest. We don't have to share everything. We can share maybe a concept or an idea, but we don't have to share everything that we're doing, right? And then you have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite, there is a person, they're carrying swords and they're kind of running away from something. They could, and that's interpreted in a couple of different ways. I tend to, and for this reading anyway, I tend to feel like you are guarding your thoughts. You are protecting, again, know you are loved, think things through. You're kind of guarding your thoughts for your future or your vision. You're not ready to share that out yet. And this is coming from something in the past. Maybe you shared something and someone took advantage of that on you. This is not necessarily what this card means, but this is about memories from the past. So it could very well be that, you shared something and either it wasn't well received or somebody took your idea and ran away with it. And then they got the credit and you didn't. But here's the thing, you've learned a lot. You're getting really clear in the way you think about things. The way you think about things, again, this is starting to shift into change. You've gotten a lot of education. This is a life education, although you could be going to school as well. This is life education that you're now taking with you. And this is lit up by something different. This is lit up from something that is within you, from in your intuitive space. And as you start to lean into the intuition, although this is not a cups. Cups is generally around intuition and emotions. But because the third eye or the sixth chakra is lit up here, that's what I'm going with. And you let these new ideas start to radiate themselves out at your schedule. You will start to align with, you will start to come into contact or have communities with people who get that, who understand that. You're probably also shortening down or closing down your personal community, your intimate community. Or if you have like a lot of friends around or a lot of people that are acquaintances that you spend a lot of time with, those who don't get stepping out, what it means to step outside of the box, are going to start to fade away. And those who understand the strength it takes to step outside of what you've been doing, are the ones who are going to be around supporting you. You're building something new within your life, but within your personal community, if that makes sense. Your personal community is starting to shift and to change. And you're going with people who truly love you for who you are and who are not with you from a more shallow perspective. You have the devil. Generally, the devil indicates unhealthy attachments to things. But, Libra, in this reading, I kind of get the feeling like you Like you need someone to kind of like guide you forward, to, you know, step out of the safety of the box, to step out of your comfort zone and to move forward. And some people in your life now, or maybe in your current past, they may tell you, no, like this is not the thing to do. Like don't go here, don't do this, don't change your job, don't move your home, don't move to another country, whatever it is. But there's this, I kind of get this as an intuitive thing, a much larger intuitive calling. Although this says the devil, I think it's much greater than that. It's not something that's going to keep you stuck, but it's actually something that's going to give you freedom, if that's making sense. You're making bold steps here at Libra. You're stepping into a new reality for yourself. And you're not afraid to do things your way on your own, even if people don't agree with you. Because as you start to do that, again, you're starting to build a new community. I don't think I have ever had 2 sevens, like 3 sets of repeating numbers. Like, right? 2 sevens, 2 aces, 2 threes. And if you add them up together, well, you know, 7 and 3 and 1 is 11. 11 is a master number. So if you add 7, 3, and 1 together, they add up to 11. 11 is a master number. So you could be coming into mastering a new skill for yourself, or mastering a new job, or mastering a career for yourself that is an entrepreneurship and not part of, again, getting outside the box of the society that says you have to work whatever this 9 to 5, you have to have a job where somebody pays you. And obviously 2020 broke us through a lot of that, broke a lot of us through that barrier. And now people are on Instagram and TikTok and whatever it is that they're doing to cultivate a life that's more aligned with themselves. So I don't fear this devil card. I actually feel it for this reading, not for all readings, but for this reading. It is a calling you back to yourself and getting you out of the box. This is very interesting, Libra. Whenever you pull your own card, whenever your own card comes up in a reading, that puts you in a stronger position. That's yet another confirmation of saying yes, of saying yes. Interesting, Libra. Interesting. Let's pull your animal spirit. Let's see what animal spirit is working with you. So if any of these things resonate with you, like if you happen to see crows, if you happen to see like the scales of justice, the shell on her, you know, these are all like little signs and symbols. If you happen to see a pyramid or a rock that looks like a pyramid, I have right up here, I can grab it, a little pyramid that I have all the time. The pyramids in Egypt, we know, they're just absolutely built in perfection. They're exactly even. So maybe there's a calling for you to go to Egypt. Maybe you just happen to study Egyptian history. Okay, let's see what this card is that just popped out. A ladybug. Ladybug. That is spring going into summer in the northern hemisphere, so there's a lot of ladybugs around. Ladybug, good luck. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. Look at that. So again, obviously where I live in the U.S., in the northern hemisphere, ladybugs are all around. It's in the springtime. But what if you see a ladybug like on a decal on a car somewhere, or You open a book and there happens to be like a ladybug in there or something, you know, like a picture of a ladybug or something. So these are just all symbols. You don't have to see it outside in nature. Libra, I am loving this. Even like these little fiery energies here. Cards are not exactly the same colors, but they are the same type of color palette. Even like the rainbow. So even like looking into the color theory, if you see these colors like in a really unique pattern out in the world. These are all signs. These are all symbols. Let's see what your angel card says, and we will wind up or wrap up your reading for Gemini season. Archangel Gabriel, you have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. Right? And I will help you. And you you are loved, right? And you're going through this phase. Let me get back to my notes. Exploring new philosophical ideas, right? Communicating your visions, new experiences, engaging in thought-provoking conversations, shifting your long-term perspective. And this, you're on the precipice of this. This first step is acknowledging that the box is way too small for you. You have outgrown the box. So Libra, what areas of your life do you feel like you've outgrown? It could be something really small, right? Like you've outgrown the type of car that you drive. Maybe you've driven the same type of car for a long time, and you know what? Like you need a change in that. Maybe you've outgrown the decor in your home. Maybe you've outgrown the job. Maybe you have outgrown certain relationships. And these things happen. And again, when this double comes, this is just for this reading. So, you know, this double does not mean this all the time. But in this reading, this is kind of your inner self calling you forward and saying, it's okay to step out of what you know. Because the unknown has so much more in it. Put a little protection around yourself. But know that, like, you're guided. This is your time. You've already thought it through to the point where now your thoughts are ready to go. Look at that. The beams of light. Your thoughts are ready to go into the world to become reality, to become your reality. Archangel Gabriel, you have an important life purpose. Again, how are you communicating? And maybe your communication is your art form. Libra, that is your reading for Gemini season. If you want any clarity on any of the cards, let me know in the comments. If you would like to schedule a personal reading with me, I am running a summer solstice special from now through June 21st. It is a reading for the summer, so it will take you across the 3 months of summer. It is for $99. I am limiting the number of readings that I do. So if you want to get on the schedule, send me an email or put something in the comments, and I will be happy to guide you through this summer as you step out of the box and into your own new reality. But until next time, Libra, happy Gemini season. I send you light and love.